Now, starting a business is a very important life decision that needs to be treated with respect. It can be something absolutely amazing for your life, and it can provide you freedoms that only owning a business can, financially, personally. If it goes right and it goes well, it can completely support your life in ways that you would never be able to do without a business. But one of the most important things to understand before starting a business is to respect the not so glamorous side, the chasing after the dream side, the starting the business side, the having to put in the hours side, and respecting the fact that it isn't all sunshine and rainbows. And when you see a successful business person on the surface, you're not seeing the struggle and the climb and the sacrifice that they had to go through. Now, you want to make sure that if you're going to start a business, that you don't serve your business serves your life. And that's very, very important. To give a little bit of context, I first started my business 4 years ago. I started it in my bedroom, and I started it and I completely stacked the odds against myself. It was crazy, in all honesty. Looking back at it now, it's something that I would never advise anybody to do. Now, over the years, the only thing that really got me through it was a complete and utter ridiculous tenacity to just not give up on it. And in the end, we got there, and we took it from zero to multi-million-dollar revenues within a couple of years, and I learned so much along the way. But it didn't need to be as hard, and it didn't need to come with as many costs as it came with. And some of those costs have been quite hard for me to swallow. So I wanted to put together a video today to share the 3 main things that I wish I knew back in the day before I started that can make such a massive difference to your chances of success and your general well-being going through the whole process. I'm also going to include a 4th little secret tip at the end, which I personally believe is some of the best advice that you can get. But there's very differing opinions on this within our world, within our society. But through everything I've gone through, this is something I think is extremely important for any business that you're going to do. So make sure you stick around for that at the end. Alright guys, so the first thing I wish I knew was, don't bother. The second thing, don't bother. And the third thing is just don't fucking bother. It's not worth it. The end. No, I'm just joking. In all seriousness, don't bother. The first lesson. Make sure you actually like or are passionate about what your business is. Now, I cannot stress enough, this part is just so important. When you're running a business, shit is gonna hit the fan. Things are gonna go wrong, and it's gonna get bloody hard. There's gonna be things that you never anticipated. You're gonna have to work so much more than what you thought you would have to work, and you're not gonna make money or good money for a very long time. Overnight successes don't exist. It doesn't happen like that. And if you're running a business and it's not something that you're passionate about, when times get hard, what are you gonna pull from? Because you don't enjoy it. And this, the reason why this resonates with me so much is because this is what I did. I did exactly that. I started a business in something that I had no past experience in and was not passionate about in any way, shape or form. I was just thinking about the money and the success. And when times got hard, man, it nearly broke me. I didn't want to carry on. I had moments where I just wanted to give up. There was tears, there was sadness, anger. It was some time of it was super, super tough. But if you're passionate about what you're doing and your product or your company is making a difference, or it's close to your heart, or it's something personally that you love or that is involved within your family, when times get hard and you've got to solve problems and your back's up against the wall, you can pull from that passion, you can pull from that energy. And the best companies in the world and the best businesses are made from people that are doing what they love, and that's just a straight cold fact. So make sure that your chances of success are going to depend on how much you can give it. And if you love what you're doing, you'll be able to give it everything. Lesson number 2, do your research and check your numbers, and check them again and again and again. Now, when you're going to start a business, it's very easy to get caught up in the excitement and the optimism of what this new product or this new business could do, and how it's going to look, and what stuff you're going to have up in the office, and what culture you're going to have with your employees and all that kind of stuff. It's easy to get caught up in the surface level, to look at the positives and to be optimistic, and that's great. You need that. I am an overly optimistic person, and at times it's got me in trouble. And I've learned over the years to check that optimism, because you have to. And when it comes to starting a business, there is so much behind the scenes before you start one that you don't anticipate is there. You need to understand that without the right cash flow, that without the right pricing, that without the right market out there, that without the right customer base and the right marketing and the right understanding, that nothing else matters. If you can't get to the point where you turn a profit and people buy your product or use your service, you don't have a business. So nothing else matters. You need to make sure that you have your numbers. Do your market research. Check out the competitors in your sphere. What are they doing? What's their price range? How big is the market? What size of that market can you take? A lot of people make the mistake of going after a really big market. But one of the best things you can do is find a niche market and dominate that market. There's less competition and there's less going on. You need to understand that you're going to have money to survive. So if you're going to lose money and you begin, how long are you going to lose money? How much money have you got? How long is it going to take? How much do you need to sell? How many orders do you need to get? How many people do you need as clients for you to be able to turn a profit? What are all your costs going to be? Every single cost. Are those costs going to go up? You need to look at wage rates, minimum wages increases. You need to know your numbers like the back of your hand, and you need to know your market the same. If you don't understand the numbers and you don't understand the market, how can you expect to survive? Now, it's something crazy like 90% of businesses don't survive after 12 months, and this is the reason. People get excited about their product. They love it. They think, I love this. They're very internalized with it. Everyone else is going to love this, but they don't do any market research, and they don't figure out how to turn a profit or how they need to cost everything involved within their business. So you need to make sure you know the market, you know your product, and you know your costs. Extremely important. Lesson number 3. Begin with the end in mind. Now, this is just as important as the other two. When you're starting something, it's so important to have an idea what it's going to be, or what your idea of it is going to be. You need to begin with how it's going to be at the end. Is this business something that you want to run yourself? Is it something that you want to run for you? Is it something that you want to keep locally with where you are? Do you want to go nationally, internationally? Do you want to make $100,000, $500,000, $1 million, 10 million, 100 million? Do you want to run this remotely? Do you want to travel the world whilst your business is running without you? What does this look like? How many employees are you going to have? How big can this get? The reason why beginning with the end in mind is so important is you can put the steps in place from day one and work towards the end goal. Exactly what it is that your business will look like, how much money it's going to make, how it will serve you, and do you want to sell it? Do you want to have an exit plan? Do you want to build this up for 3 years? Is there a competitor that would buy it off of you? Or is this just something that you love? Are you doing this Is this something that you love as your own hobby that you've turned into a business that you just want to facilitate your life? You know, understanding what the end result's going to be, or having a good idea about the future before you begin, will put you in such a better position to handle all of the obstacles and roadblocks that are going to come up, because you already understand the vision and where you want to go. You're not going to be deterred by drops in what you're doing or certain issues, because you've already anticipated it. Beginning with the end in mind is so important and will give you such a better chance of success. Alright, so the little secret tip at the end, this is something that I personally believe to be right myself. It's something that not everybody in the world or in the business sort of world would agree on for sure, but it's of my opinion and how I feel from everything I've gone through, and that is, don't do it for the money. And that might sound counterintuitive, but anything you do purely for money, you're doing to get something out of it in the end. And while that's good, and we need money to live, we need money to exist in our society, you shouldn't do anything just for the money. If money comes at the end of it, then that's great. And I'm not talking about do everything for free. What I'm saying is, don't do something just to become a multi-millionaire. Do something because you love to do it, because you want to help people, because you want to solve a problem, because you want to make the world a better place, because you want a creative outlet for yourself, because you want something to do that makes you feel like you're doing something worthwhile. And in the end, if you do those kind of things, money will come. Absolutely. If you get really good at anything, or you solve a problem, or you help people in a good way for something that they can't do themselves, you will get paid for that. And at the same time, you'll be doing something that's, again, like I said earlier, close to your heart, something you love. You'll be making money whilst doing something you enjoy. And who cares if that doesn't make you a multi-millionaire? Why? You don't need to be a multi-millionaire. In my opinion, the main goal in our lives is to help other people and to do something of value that makes a difference to the collective, that is worthwhile and, you know, comes from a place of genuinity and pure of heart. And if you can find something that you love, turn it into a business, help people, solve problems and make money along the way, albeit you might not make millions and millions of dollars, but you've got such a great quality of life and you're fulfilled. You're going to be so much happier and so much more content. And that's why I think, don't do it just for the money. There needs to be more in it than that. So there we have it, guys. There's my 3 and secret extra tip as to what I feel is extremely important to know before you're going to start a business. Now, everything that I've spoke about today is pretty much the opposite of what I did. You know, I started a business that wasn't close to my heart. I didn't understand the numbers or do the market research to know exactly what was out there. And, you know, I kind of began with the end in mind. I knew I wanted to build a successful company. I knew I wanted to build a company that worked independently of me, but I didn't know where the ceiling was. I didn't have an exit strategy. I didn't understand what the end looked like. I just dove headfirst in and slowly began to sink for about 18 months, and then we started to come back up. And, you know, I was fortunate that I managed, you know, to get there in the end. And, you know, I'm not trying to blow my own trumpet in any way, but I'm a very driven person, and the only thing that got me through it was just that pure tenacity and drive to not give up. And, you know, like I said, it comes at some cost. So if you embody these lessons, if you take these on board, if you're looking to start a business this year in 2021, please, you know, have a look at them, do some research, understand, and I guarantee you, if you can take these lessons and adapt them into your business, that you're gonna have a really good chance of success. And, you know, I hope wholeheartedly that you do. I wish you all the best. You know, may favour be on your side, and, you know, may we all continue to succeed as we move forward into 2021. Thanks so much for your time, guys, and I'll catch you back for another video another time. All the best.